Unitarian Universalist Church of Worcester podcast. We are a community built on love, hope, and justice. Our goal is to inspire people to take on the challenges of a changing world. Each week we'll bring you a reflection from our minister, the Reverend Aaron Payson, recorded during our Sunday service. Maybe it'll move you, challenge your thinking, or even stir up a little righteous indignation. That's all welcome here. Thanks for listening.
It is said that they were keeping watch over their flocks by night, but you and I both know they were dozing off. It was after their bedtimes, it was dark, they had been fed, they had probably been imbibing to keep warm, but sure enough, we're pretty certain they were almost asleep when that great angelic disruption happened. I say disruption by why else would they have to begin with, "Fear not"? I mean, you and I would be fearful too if we were about to nod off and a host of folks arrived in a blaze of blinding light. Heck, it would have taken me minutes just to adjust my eyes so that I could see what was going on. And why all the spectacle anyway? Joseph and Mary were visited in their dreams. Why not these folks too? Weren't they also worth the creative effort of a little subconscious conversation? Or is that too complicated to be accomplished in a group? And then they're supposed to travel to see the one whose good news and great joy for all the people. Who's supposed to watch the sheep? Take them with them? Clearly, these angels know nothing about tending livestock. The question is whether we still need a story of divine interruption, or whether there's another way to honor the presence of the Holy in, through, and between us all. Maybe we need to make room for both. Some say that the Holy comes in a sudden blaze, the sky split open, angels spilling out, a message so startling it rearranges the night. A God who breaks in, uninvited and unstoppable, interrupting shepherds, interrupting history, interrupting the long arc of a world waiting for rescue. This is the Christmas of trumpets and trembling, of a universe tilted by a single birth, of a holiness that descends like a meteor and lands in a manger. But there is another way the story might be told. A holiness that does not shatter the sky, but rises quietly from the ground. A presence that grows the way courage grows, slowly, secretly, cell by cell, in the warm dark of the human heart. No rapture, no thunder, just the steady widening of compassion until it spills over the edges of a life. In one telling, God arrives like a storm. In another, the sacred gathers like dawn. One is a divine interruption, a love that breaks the world open. The other is divine emergence, a love that grows the world from within. And maybe both are true in their own way. Maybe the Holy sometimes startles us awake and sometimes waits patiently for us to notice the light already kindling behind our own ribs. For the holy still emerges today in the parent who keeps showing up even when the world feels heavy, in the teenager who dares to speak truth in a room that prefers silence, in a neighbor who knocks on the door with soup and a listening ear, in a stranger who chooses kindness with nothing to gain. It rises in quiet decisions that no one applauds, the forgiveness offered, the boundary honored, the grief tended gently, the hope kept alive for one more day. It grows in communities that refuse to let anyone be forgotten, in movements that insist another world is possible, in the fragile, persistent belief that love is still worth practicing. The holy emerges whenever we choose to be present to one another's humanity, whenever we let compassion take root in the soil of our ordinary days. On this night of candles and story, we stand between the two, the God who bursts in and the presence that has been here all along, the holy that descends and the divine that rises. And perhaps, the miracle of this night is not only that the holy arrived once, but that it keeps arriving in us, through us, and among us still. Amen. And blessed be.
Thanks for tuning in. If you're just crossing our path, either new to this congregation or curious about Unitarian Universalism, check out our website, uucworcester.org. You'll find lots of information there about our beliefs, the 8 guiding principles, religious exploration for children and adults, our social action initiatives, and the many groups we offer to help people connect and have fun. And consider joining us, in person or online, on a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We'd love to meet you.